What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another episode here on the G Studies channel. Today's episode 2 on the Magnuson Supercharger install. Just to touch base with you guys, on the first video we removed the fascia on the car. In today's video what we're going to do is we're going to drain the coolant and remove all the air induction stuff on it. So we're going to start off with draining the coolant and moving on forward. So Jose's going to explain step by step on what he's doing, so you guys will have a good understanding on what's going on.
Okay guys, so before we get started with removing the air induction system, as G mentioned, we're first going to drain the coolant. So G, you were reading the instructions. We're going to take the reservoir off and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah, we're going to take the reservoir out and then drain the coolant, and then start from the top to the air induction stuff.
Yeah, so since we're going to do the reservoir and all that stuff, we have to drain the coolant. So draining the coolant is actually very easy on these cars. There's just like a little twist knob, grab some channel locks, and that's how I do it. But yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is the drain right there. You guys can see here, this is the drain right here. So all you really have to do is grab some channel locks like this, and then you just move it, break it loose, and then just turn it just like this. Okay, so to speed up the draining process, you can open up the reservoir cap. What do you think about Boogeyman peeing?
He's peeing like a horse.
Peeing like a horse.
He is a horse.
Yeah?
He's our horse.
Retinto. So as we leave the coolant to drain, we're going to go ahead and start removing the air induction system. The first step you're going to want to do is remove your air box. So removing the air box is actually pretty simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove your master flow sensor plug. So you pull the little clip back and then you press down on it and you pull it out. You do that, I'm going to remove these plugs here. Okay. And then you're going to grab a flathead. You're going to remove it here from the throttle body, the clamp. You're going to screw it there, and you're going to unscrew it here at the air box housing. Then you pull the rubber elbow out. Super easy. 2 clamps and a plug. Okay. Following that, you're going to want to pull the air box. And pulling the air box is really, really easy. And that is just like that. Pull the entire air box out. Any of you guys that don't know Boogeyman's air induction system, it's pretty simple. It has a DIY hole put at the bottom with a green filter. And that's our Boogeyman's intake. So sometimes you don't have to break the bank to go fast. So once you do that, you move on to removing these evap lines. So these are simple. You press down on them and you pull up. Do that. Pull these guys out. Then you're going to do the same thing for the crankcase ventilation one. Just like that. Then disconnect your throttle body. Same thing, you're going to pull the tab up and press down. Just like that. Alright, next thing is removing the 10mm bolt that holds the little evap canister on here. I think it's called the evap canister. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you disconnect that one, pull this one out, just like that. And then you have your map sensor. You unplug it. All right, and then you have one more evap line on this side. You guys can see here. Same thing. You press down on it, you pull it up, and just spin it around. So it makes it easier for you to take out. Then you're gonna remove your intake manifold. Super easy. It's being held by 10mm bolts. Depending on the car, year, sometimes they use 8mm bolts, but for the most part it's 10mm bolts. So take it off. I like to take them off in sequence, little by little. Okay, so now let's go ahead and remove Boogeyman's ported intake manifold. And you're gonna have to pull these guys out, the back bolts. Alright, and then that's how you simply remove the intake manifold off your Camaro 6. And this one is actually ported. It made great power. We just did what did it make, 455 horse? Like 470 torque, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it
this
definitely kept up to that MSD.
Yeah. Kept up with the MSD, and it ran very similar times to our MSD setup with larger intake and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So 754G, can't be bad. It was super hot weather too.
It was.
Yeah, so this is definitely a proven performer here, and it actually already has a new home. So I gotta tell you about that house. This one's sold.
Oh, I'm sold. It's going out.
Yeah. Nicely ported. A little bit finned, nothing too crazy, but nice ported throttle body, nicely ported intake. So. Okay, so they want us to relieve some of the fuel pressure, and they want us to do that by putting on a glove and sticking our finger into the gas. That's what it says, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and opening the flap to release some pressure. Am I tripping, or is that what it says? Let's see. Hey G, is that right?
Yes, it says right here with a clean finger. So open the gas filter cover.
Clean
and
finger.
Open the valve flap internally with the clean finger to relieve the fuel system pressure. So to relieve the pressure.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right now Jose is covering the runners because he do not want anything to fall in there. So we're using rags to cover that up.
Okay, to remove the fuel line, it's actually very simple. You're gonna grab one of these fuel line removing tools. So I had this one for many years, so it's a little worn, but it still gets the job done. Okay, so we're actually gonna go ahead and remove that whole fuel line and replace it with this one that they provided. So let's continue, and let's go ahead and remove that one first. Alright guys, so next for the fuel line, for the fuel system, it seems like what they want us to do is remove this fuel line entirely. So it has a 10mm bolt that's holding it in place. So let's go ahead and grab a ratchet and a 10. Okay. So that loosens this hose entirely. And then you're gonna grab this guy. But what I don't get, G, let's see, how does these lines change?
One's more thicker than the other one, huh?
I don't know. It wants us to use this one. But they're very similar. Well, this one has more slim here.
Yeah.
Than here, maybe to clear the blower. I don't know. But it wants us to reuse this little clip. So we'll take it off this line. And I guess put it
different dimensions.
Put it here, I guess. Okay, it's on there good.
Alright guys, as you guys see, Jose removed this OEM fuel line and replaced it with the one Supercharger gave us, the Magnuson one. So he's gonna tighten that one with this tool at 108 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. So you gotta be real careful with that. It has to be 108 inch-pounds. So we're gonna demonstrate that right now.
That's actually very important, guys. Don't get it confused whenever you guys are using the torque wrench. If you guys go foot-pounds versus inch-pound, you're gonna snap the bolt. So make sure that you guys are always at the adequate torque spec. Make sure this thing's a little snug. Facilitate the torquing. That's it. So,
108.
well, actually, I did 100. I did 107. Should I do 108? Yeah, 1 more inch. Good enough?
It's good. Alright guys, so that's concludes today's video on part 2 on the Magnuson Supercharger install. So we drained the coolant, and then from there we went on to the air induction. So we removed the air box, and then from there we removed the intake manifold, and then we didn't have to remove all the engine cover. A stock one should have, because Boogeyman does not have that. So yeah, it's a race car. Jose said race car status. So from there, I believe we moved on to the fuel line, removing the fuel line, and we used the one Supercharger gave us, the Magnuson gave us, and we torqued that to 108 inches, not foot-pounds, because you gotta be real careful with that. And that's it. That's pretty much it. We're leaving it off here, and for the next video, stay tuned, because we're gonna remove the PCV. We're gonna reroute the PCV, and we're gonna take the belt and the fans, remove the fans. So that's gonna be for part 3. So we still have a lot to do, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed.
Comment down below.
Comment down